Or is yours, Lars? Stefan, you drive this as you wish.
Yeah.
Lars.
Good morning.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have much from my side. I saw that there were a couple of files uploaded yesterday, and since I don't work Wednesdays and I am taking care of a dog here, I didn't have time to look at them, but I will look at them this morning. But just from quickly checking, it looks like they are at least passing the checks now. So we have a couple.
Can you maybe just share your screen with the GitHub interface?
Sure.
Thanks.
Yeah, so I managed to check this before our meeting today, and Stefan already checked it. It's IGU Tech. I don't know who that is.
Out of Norway or out of Sweden, either or. No, in Scandinavia.
Okay.
Geotechnic specialists.
Yeah.
But that one
and
passed.
I also, yes, and also this one from Adam. I didn't get to yet, but Stefan already approved it, so I assume it's okay because it passes the checks as well. So we are.
I would have a question here for Adam. I believe he's with us on the call.
Yes.
So if you scroll a bit down, Lars, we started a bit of a chit chat with Adam.
Okay.
Where I ask where this point is at, and I mean, perhaps I'm just interpreting this wrongly with this EPSG code, because the EPSG code is used by all the map providers and everything. It's a pseudo Mercator type of projected CRS. And I thought that the first coordinate would be northing or southing, so to say, but it's like 16 million. So perhaps Adam, if you can.
Yeah. Where did you get those numbers from, Adam?
I just got it for a random word, so I was just going here. So I have really no idea where it was actually supposed to be, but that was the idea. But
I can give you some maps and coordinates.
Random.
I can give you for
I mean,
it's projection some coordinates.
As also said in the review, technically it's not wrong. It's fine. We did not ask for specific numbers. We're not asking for specific regions of the world.
But unfortunately, it's probably on the moon.
Or it's the other way around. Some already. I'm not sure. The way I'm interpreting these numbers, it's probably not at Sydney Opera House. But I would encourage you to use an Australian EPSG code from used in practice.
No, I've got some examples from Adam's that we use. Adam we used before with some. Those examples in the with the string lines.
Yeah,
they were real map coordinates and things from Queensland.
Okay.
Yep. Perfect.
Yep.
Perfect.
So we'll fix that one up.
Thank you.
Okay.
And the second comment is perhaps also it's a good thing to also reiterate for other participants that if you use the map conversion scaled, or for that sake any coordinate operation, you're already setting your project base point as 0, 0 in that point, so you don't need to offset it again here, because it seems that, for example, this point then negates the whole offset of the project coordinate system. So if you want to have something close to 0, 0, then this continuum point should also be 0, 0. But I also call for help here from Sergey and or Lars.
So which is the where's the IFC map conversion scale there?
So the top comment from me, so that there were two comments, and the top comment was about the map conversion scaled that had 16 million and minus 4 million or something. And then there was a Cartesian point in the model that was set at -16 million and +4 million, which would just negate this whole offset.
Yeah, no, I think that's not something we might have had to keep putting in for a certain other product that never seemed to recognize stuff. But and the data in here, I'll talk to you, Adam, because if you're using map scale, conversion scale, you need your local engineering coordinates.
That is correct.
Which you can make them up as long as your translations are okay. But again, I'll get you an example for it.
Thank you, and also thank you that we can take your example as an example to discuss here. So, thank you also for submitting a file, and I'm really happy that there's a green tick. Just so you know, Adam, since it's your first contribution to the repository, also for others, we need to manually start the check. It's something that it's a GitHub feature, and we need to manually start. And as soon as we're gonna merge your example file that you've submitted here, you're gonna count as contributor, and then the check will run automatically for future pull requests.
Yeah, oh, that'd be really good.
Yeah. Sorry for that. It's just I basically need to click a button.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Yeah.
So these, I presume, are just extensions of the procedures you did for the IRC 4x3 work earlier on.
It's based on that, yes.
Yeah, which it's great. It was great then, and I'm pleased it's even gone further. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I think the files from I believe Katsunori, they were already merged, I think. So I think we got one file for each of the sprints that we have had so far. So that's also good.
Both from Kanuzori and Adam, correct? I mean, Adam's submission was covering the 3 prints as well.
Yes.
Yes.
I
Okay.
think so, yes.
Okay. Very good. So thumbs up.
Yeah.
So otherwise, open mic for anybody with any questions. I know we're at the end of the sprint, so probably everything is cleared. Everything is very much solved, but
I have a wish because it's a little bit hard to attend late on Thursday evenings. So when you start a new sprint, you have an extra added meeting on this evening, right? After the sprint meeting. So could that happen in the morning as well for the next sprints to come? Or do you need a day to prepare for the...
That's such an unfair question, Jan Erik. Or an unfair assumption. No. Of course we are ready. Well, that's an interesting one.
If you look at the video, it's not a big issue, but only a wish.
Because that would need that we change the plan as we had set it up. Let us discuss a bit internally, and we'll come back to you. It's recorded anyway, but I understand your point.
Yeah, so any other issues? Still have 15 minutes.
Maybe just sorry, because Jan Erik was just picking up. We got, just for your information, Jan Erik, we got and this is Anu is Anu still in the room? Yes, okay. So files from the Tekla team as well have been submitted, which is excellent.
Michelle, I need to correct you. They weren't submitted as of yet to this main repository. So I would encourage Hanno to open a pull request. I saw them on his fork. which is great. But you need to open a pull request, Hanno, so that we get them into the main repository. If you need assistance there, just shoot me an email.
Okay, I can do that.
Thank you. And then I'll again need to click the button manually, just so that you're aware. But you are so it is possible to submit multiple files at once, and we're gonna review each individually, so not a problem. You don't need to open a pull request for each file individually. The checker should handle that.
Okay. Any other files submitted you've seen pass by that you've gone through?
I mean, there are still a couple of open pull requests that, yeah, I don't know. Maybe we can sort of remind the authors and.
I just wanted to ask, perhaps if you can open the pull request number 60. I see that John Merchant is with us. I had a question there, and I think perhaps this is also something that all participants could.
Yeah. So it was this one, right?
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Hi everyone. Sorry, I've been struggling to make these meetings, but yeah. Okay. I mean, I guess I was trying to add well-known text just to see if actually how it came from Civil 3D was compliant with the expectation from IFC, but I think I'll revise that pull request and just remove the well-known test given the EPSG code was nominated.
So I think it's a really cool example that you've tried the well-known text. I'm really happy that somebody took that route. But perhaps what I would perhaps encourage you is to make two files. One, as you've just said, without this well-known text, but perhaps one with the well-known text as the name. So just leave out the EPSG code, perhaps.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can do that. And even if the well-known text doesn't get accepted, at least it's there as a reference for others to look at. So
exactly.
Yeah. So I'm really happy that that's also why it's not merged yet, because I was thinking you probably want to change that somehow. So.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, I've been a bit slow to act on that, but I'll try and do that tomorrow.
All good.
Okay.
Thank you, John.
One thing about this well-known text, which I didn't realize I even had it until now, for a little while ago, someone corrected me, but yes, you also have to have the epoch in there as well. With the EPSG codes, there is an epoch there, but it's only subtly mentioned. So if you want to do this properly, the well-known text should then have the epoch, and it's then actually better than the EPSG code because it's all in the well-known WKT.
Do you remember? Do you remember the issue number for that? Because there was a long discussion.
And that's when you corrected, when I said the epoch wasn't in WKT, and someone corrected me and said it was. And
yeah, I believe that was me.
Yeah, and that's totally correct, and it's great because all the ones for Esri, all the ones you see don't mention epoch, and that means you can't tell the difference between MGA 94 and MGA 2020 because everything else is identical. So in the EPSG codes, it's okay because it sort of says in the description, this is at year 1994, but it's you have to read the description outside, whereas the WKT can have all that in there and should have it.
Yes, the EPSG codes are more like human readable identifiers, and the well-known text is really the machine readable stuff. And
exactly, and with the human readable one, you have to go and look it up and see what it is actually, what epoch and that it is. So, John, I don't know if you had the epoch in that example, but
I don't know, Lars, who's got the screen? I could have a quick look. As I said, what I noticed when I extracted the projected coordinate system from Civil 3D was that it had a well-known text attribute in the software. So I literally took the string that was in there without really reviewing it or looking at it. It's,
yeah, and like all the ones I see, when you see them in the EPSG code definitions and everything, none of them have an epoch. So I'd say this would be the same. So theoretically, they're, well, not just theoretically, it's doesn't tell you really what you're talking about. I don't, is there an epoch there?
Nope.
Probably
Nope.
not, no.
No.
And so if that's your definition from Australia, if it's MGA, I mean, the definitions are identical for MGA 94 and MGA 2020. The only difference is the epoch. So I think that's a trap for all of us old players.
I don't have it up here now, but I think in that issue where this was discussed a lot, I think I put a link to the specification.
You did. And that's where I realized that, hey, it is in there. So they've updated over time and added it. Not that as far as I know, I mean, you can correct me here, but as far as you don't actually use any of this information, the data that's coming in will be in that map projection.
Yep.
The information's there so that we can look at it and say, oh, yes, that's my coordinate system and everything.
Yep.
But we never do anything with it because IFC doesn't have going between different projections as part of it.
So Lars, are you saying that this epoch thing is in the specification somewhere?
Yes.
As a recommendation, as a must-have, as a...
Well, it's an element in there where you just specify the epoch.
Okay.
And in my post, I said it wasn't there, so I was lying, and I was wrapped on the knuckles and pointed out where the epoch was. I think that's been added over time, but it's essential.
Good. Okay.
I think most people would probably look at the name, the text name, and you'd say something like MGA 2020.
Let me see.
I think I mean one possible use of the well-known text would perhaps be if there is something that is not available through EPSG, for example. I don't know if.
Oh, certainly. In that example of Stefan's that they had for the railway, no, the tunnel. Was it the Bremer tunnel?
The Brenner base tunnel, yeah.
Yeah, it needed it. And in the past, there's lots of jobs in Australia where they had their own local system, which wouldn't have had the EPSG code.
Okay.
John Merchant, you're going up to the FIS conference in Brisbane next week?
Yeah, no, I look forward to seeing you, Lee. Yeah.
Sorry?
Yeah, I look forward to seeing you.
Yes, we've got some Building Smart Australia Directors meeting. This is a future infrastructure summit, which the Building Smart Australia runs with the Lean Construction, I think, Association. So, be a day of IFCs.
It's taking place in Lisbon, correct?
In Brisbane, yes. It's just a one-day thing.
I'm sorry. Okay.
Yeah, Brisbane, not Lisbon. No, Brisbane.
No, sorry. Because there is another one, there's sort of similar conference going on in Lisbon, and we have some of our Portuguese friends from the Portuguese Tunneling Association who are presenting on our behalf what the project is, what this project is about. The word starts to spread really through the National Tunneling Association, so that is great. Any other files maybe that? Sorry. Any other files that might be of interest to the team?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
all of interest, of course.
Yes, and I mean they are all once merged. Just to repeat, when files are merged, they are available for all of us here. So including the example files that we create as a project team. So it's open for everybody to check.
Good. Yes, indeed. Let me just go around quickly. Guillaume, any particular point you'd like to bring up? Issues or things you found out?
No, not recently. Thanks.
Okay. Good. Jan-Erik, anything on your side? On your side, sorry.
No, nothing.
Good.
Jan-Erik, I just posted a question on your pull request number 63. Perhaps Lars, you could also show it on the screen. Was this superseded by the more recent pull request? I think it was number 83 or something. You had quite a discussion here. So if you scroll to the bottom, anybody interested, please do read it. It's all publicly there. But I think there was a file that you have submitted that was in the timeline later than this one. So yeah, 83. Do you still wish this 63 to be merged as well, or is this superseded?
No, I think it's superseded. I thought I had closed this one, but maybe I didn't. Yeah, so you can just close this. It's that you want, right? To close this because it's superseded by another?
Yes, if that is the case, then we'll just close the pull request and...
Yeah, I do that. You can do that when you are there, Lars, maybe?
Yeah, I'll do that now then.
Yeah, perfect. Very good service, I must say. Thank you.
Okay. Well, if nothing else, no one having any other questions or remarks. On our side, Stefan, Sergey, Lars, anything?
No.
Okay.
Preparing for the next sprint.
Thank you for all the new files.
Yes.
Yeah. Again, yes, indeed. Yes. So just to rephrase, 6 p.m. CET this evening, we have another technical call, support call like this one, and then 6:30 p.m. CET, we will be then kicking off the sprint 2.1. And just out of curiosity, we have an update. What is this update on 2.2? All right, no, okay, that's documentation. Sorry. Good. Then I think we can adjourn and wish everyone either a good day or a good evening, and then we'll hopefully have you for the kickoff later on for those who can make it for sprint 2.1.
Thank you all.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thanks. Goodbye.
Have a nice
Good day.
day.
Good evening.
Goodbye. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Right. So last call on sprint 1.3 or any earlier concepts that you would like we discuss. Of course, that's always a possibility. We can go either Wojciech, Johannes, Kaluzuri, you just speak up and bring up the questions you have, comments you have. Go ahead. We can as well debrief you on what was discussed this morning with other partners. That is of general interest as well. But please, as
sure. Well, I don't have any concrete questions right now. I just joined to listen. Yeah.
That's okay. No worries.
Yeah, me as well. Yeah, I just the comments. I guess there's now everything okay for the pull request. So
we can go through it.
So Johannes, this is, I believe, your pull request, right?
Right. That's mine.
That's yours. So yeah, I mean, so technically speaking, it's not wrong, right? But it was just it popped into my eye. But I think you've already changed it, right? So
yeah,
can resolve that. And oh yeah, looks like it passes now. Thank you, Sergey, for the review here.
My pleasure.
And Lars has also find something. I believe. Yeah.
I think this did the problem, and
yeah, and it just wasn't connected right in your file. And you had you had a problem with the where rule that was failing, but I assume this is now somewhat different in the file itself, right?
Yeah, it's also fixed now. Yeah.
How did you fix it? Did you added last modified, right?
I added last modified, right? Yeah. I put this
a number. Perfect. Yeah.
I have it complete. Yeah.
So you've added some stuff. Perfect. Did you have any difficulties in getting all of this together?
No, was quite straightforward. I just missed the owner history. But when I get this out, then it was quite straightforward to get this.
Can I just ask you one perhaps not that obvious question? Is this a specific point that you've chosen, or are these random numbers?
This is a specific point from a project, I guess. Yeah.
Because I would encourage you to perhaps also put in a README or something that just says like this point is here. If anybody is reading this in, so that they can double check that their project origin is on the intended location. Because I don't know which IPSG is this, which projected CRS is this?
It's Swiss, and it's should be somewhere at the lake in Switzerland.
Perfect. But exactly. So I mean, you can either put it as a comment in the file itself. I don't mind, or README next to it. I think so I'll just let me approve this because I think you've done a good job here. Also, from one of the participants this morning from Oyo Corporation, I asked them if there is a specific point, and they had 3 examples here, and they said that they are at Osaka Castle, Tokyo main train station, Tokyo Disneyland, and they then added just a README in their folder explaining that for as a double check, it should be somewhere here, right? And if you have chosen the point, let's say knowingly, and it's not some random numbers that are there, then of course, for those software vendors that are interested in reading, to double check what they've read would be beneficial. Thank you, Hannes.
Good.
So this file has passed, right?
Johannes has a tick. That is correct.
Okay.
Also,
lovely.
OYOs are failing because they have submitted individual files for sprint 1.2 and sprint 1.3. And of course, the file for sprint 1.2 is failing the checks of sprint 1.3, but that's expected.
Yes, of course.
So that's also why they.
But as far as the concept,
they already have an approved.
Okay. Okay.
Any other concerns? So perhaps a question from my side to all currently present participants. You're all on the exporting side, I would assume. Or has anybody of you already tried importing some of the files?
I did try importing one of the files, and it was a success.
Yes.
So we are both importing and exporting.
Right.
That's perhaps a question to Sergey and or Michelle. How should we? How can we collect these experiences as well, like that the files were successfully imported?
Exactly. That was my actually good that you bring this up, because that was the purpose of my my message earlier on. We had I've got two requests on behalf of providers of BIM collaborative platform. So they basically consume files, right? They don't produce any. And it would be important that by a mean or another through this GitHub platform, we they be in a capacity to report the fact that it has worked fine. So I don't know how to express this, but
perhaps Sergey has an idea. He is unmuted.
Well, it depends a bit on if you want to, because we never actually went for this. If we want to document this, I mean,
or could that be a specific kind of a specific type of an issue? So we submit it as an issue, but this is not a problem. This is a solution, or this is informing about the solution.
I was thinking of, for example, of course, we encourage everybody that's importing, if they find an issue, to open an issue, of course. So let's say by logical conclusions, if there are no issues, there are no problems. But how to know that somebody has tried, right? So, null result is not necessarily that it's a positive result.
Can an action be
So I can perhaps imagine, for example, for the, let's say, the georeferencing files, right? If the importing application, if the importing software vendor opens the file and gets the project base point at the expected location, that they can, of course, also make a screenshot of that, which is, of course, in no way a really definite confirmation, but at least to say, hey, we read that file in, and this is what we got out, and we think it's fine, or something like that.
if that's the case, then I would propose that the vendor that reads the file creates a pull request in the folder of the creating application, and you know, if the creating application says okay, then we merge the pull request and document in a markdown file that this was imported into the other software, and this is the result.
Yes, that's definitely a possibility. Yes.
And will they have the rights to do so in someone else?
We will assign the reviewer, and they can approve the review still, even if they are not in the organization. They can still approve the review, and if they approve, we merge. Merging is still done by us because we are the members of the organization. So
Wojciech, is this something that you can imagine doing? For example, if you're reading the file from whatever you have already read in to produce a screenshot or some sort of README stating, hey, this has been successfully read into our software.
Yes, I think that makes sense. I could do that, yeah. Perhaps also what could be maybe interesting for someone would be to first import the file and then export it back to, you know, have a
take a look. Yeah.
Yeah, like a difference or a piece of a larger how a piece of a larger workflow would look like an exchange between two applications.
Well, it sounds, Wojciech, like you have some homework. Yeah, that let's do it like this, and let's also then try to convey this message to other importing softwares. I know that, for example, John Merchant has been trying to import also the georeferencing files from the project team, so we can encourage him to also add those. And with that, we have additional documentation.
Can you document this for me, Stefan? I don't know
whether
you want to
I can try to write it down and send you an email afterwards. Yes. Perfect. Any other open mic? Sergey, just as I saw, have you already regenerated the documentation and committed? You didn't yet, right?
Documentation. Well, I would like to have the linear composition merged first so that we can update the link. That I would probably like to do that first before I regenerate.
Yeah, let's strive so that before perhaps the Rome Summit that we have a new generation. It's just I remember because I think in the current state of the documentation this still holds, right?
Yeah, but the schema is a long way past this.
So that we can fill in this link, right? Yeah, that makes sense.
Exactly.
Any questions on the how to use the platform itself? Anything was unclear? Nope. Okay. Then maybe anything that we spoke about this morning, which we could share with the team today.
Well, I think it was mainly really just specific examples from specific vendors. So we had a bit of a talk from 12D. We had a bit of discussion and a bit of discussion with Oyo Corporation, but nothing. I think we can just stop the recording, give everybody a 15 minutes break, and be back at half or something.
We can do that, of course. Yes.
I mean, last chance.
Okay. Then perfect. So we leave it here, and we'll reactivate the link at 6:30 for the kickoff of the sprint 2.1 then.
So we can probably just stay in, right? Or is there a new one?
No, that's okay. I just need to stop the recording.
Oh yeah.